Porpoise Pod back here with you, Tobin and Solana. All right, let's recap what went down, Solana, the preseason finale. Mike McDaniel said going into this, we have a lot more NFL players than spots, a lot on the line. But as we know, we had Poison Gate this week, so I think that we got to see maybe it was a little bit of a treat in disguise because we got to see the starters out there. We got to see Tua for a few drives, and the game started off with a bang, my friend. Tua to Tyreek, 51 yards, bomb to get things going. I could not think of a better way to start a preseason game. That was awesome.
There was none. First of all, the starters are playing. We didn't expect that, right? There was no chance in my mind.
I didn't think so.
That Tua and Tyreek would play a quarter. I guess Tyreek played one series, but Tua to play a quarter last night. The Dolphins defense to play a quarter and then some. Mike McDaniel has us on our toes, does he not? Because I did not expect that at all. But man, Tobin, that was Mike McDaniel saying, hey, I don't care what the coverage is. It could have all 11 guys on defense running back with Tyreek. You're throwing that ball to that man. And Tyreek's like, I'm coming down with that ball. I don't care. Yeah. You throw it wherever. I'm getting that ball. I was literally naked in the broadcast.
Wow.
Cephalo and Joe have never sounded so good. Let me just tell you, okay? Because I was 100% naked after that pass.
Understandably so. Look, it's just your press box. Nobody else is there, so you should be able to do whatever you want in that radio booth. But it was everybody's going nutty, and he's so fast. But he's so fast. Nobody can cover him. He just runs by two people like it's nothing. And, for them to connect early like that, it was just like the joint practice this week where they're just like, what should we do here to open up things? Bomb to Tyreek.
Same thing.
I'm so excited about this year. I'm so excited to see what this is going to be and what these guys are going to do because, oh my God, he's incredible. He's incredible.
Yeah. And bro, that first drive, I wrote it down here, 4 plays, 75 yards, 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
Oh, I know. What, dude? Dink and dunk our entire lives. It's been nothing but like little screens and bubbles to Fasano. And it was just like all of that just changed in the blink of an eye. And that's why I think everybody is so hyped for this because just so much speed. Tyreek, Mostert, they didn't even have Waddle out there.
They didn't have Waddle. They don't even have Waddle.
They didn't even have Waddle, dude.
They don't even have Waddle.
They were kicking their ass with Craycraft.
And by the way, Craycraft might make the damn team, by the way, because I think they like this guy a lot. A lot. He made some plays yesterday, too.
Well, that's the interesting thing. That was an interesting thing to see because, all right, so Tyreek, you take the Corvette out, you do a little lap around the block, and then you put it back in the garage, and that's it. All right, 2 passes to you, Tyreek, 60-plus yards, we're done.
Yeah,
we've made our point here, and then
we gave you your fix. We gave you guys your fix.
Give you a little catnip there for you guys to enjoy. But then it's like, okay, so who's next? Because we know Waddle's not out there. So who's next on the depth chart? And Craycraft's out there, dude. Craycraft was out there just making plays. So I don't know if that was a case of do they really believe in Craycraft, or do they think that we want to see as many reps as possible because his job is on the line, his bubble. It's on the bubble right now, so we're going to give him every opportunity to go make plays because he was making plays the whole damn game.
The whole game. And Mike McDaniel, true to his word, because he said it after Stomachgate when everybody got sick, Tobin, he said, this could be the most important game for everybody. I want to give guys their opportunity. I want to give guys the chance to go out there and fight for their roster spot. And he let people play yesterday. It wasn't Dolphins are up 40 whatever points in the fourth quarter. It wasn't here, let's just hand the ball off to Jared Dokes and get out of here. Hey, Skyler, go make plays. Skyler, run the offense. Skyler, find Ezukama. He let people play. It wasn't, let's run the ball and go home. I like that yesterday, even though I wanted to get the hell out of there because you're up 40 points in a preseason game. But, I love Mike McDaniel for doing that. I love him for that.
It was, that's almost a funny thing too, because what do you do as a coach when everybody kind of did their job? You blew them out 48-10. Everybody kind of had a good game. I think there's only one person we could really point to and be like, woo. That was Preston Williams because he muffed the punt. And that was pretty much the only time we saw him on the field. And I can't imagine that that goes over well when you're already in a big time competition.
It wasn't even that, though, with Preston Williams. It was he muffs the punt. And the whole like process of him catching it, he seemed uneasy. Like the whole situation just was bad. And then on the Eagle score on the very next kickoff, he's out there to receive. The ball's only like 3 yards deep in the end zone. He easily could have taken it and tried to do something, right? Like make up for that muff punt. And he didn't. He just lets the ball hit the back of the end zone. And then he comes out again later for another punt return. The ball bounces about 10 yards in front of him, deep in Miami territory, and he never tried to stop the ball from rolling into Miami territory. Like, it was a very, very weird night for Preston Williams. To me, it looked like he's checked out, really. Like,
Yeah,
totally checked out.
I think that he probably knows he's gone and he's going to go try and latch on somewhere else. And so, like, what are you going to return a punt for? You're going to go get hurt, I guess, is probably, maybe that's what the logic is, because he probably sees the writing on the wall. Like, look, if we're honest about it,
yeah,
we know that Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are going to make it. I feel like Sherfield is going to make it. That's a McDaniels guy. Cedric Wilson, obviously, they paid. Ezukama,
right.
duh. And then if you're going to look at that last spot, like, it's probably going to be Craycraft, or is it Lynn Bowden? I mean, that's probably your last choice there.
I think it's Craycraft, and here's why. Lynn Bowden, let's be real. I mean, he's a nice player. I think all of us were rooting for him as Dolphins fans. But what's he most valuable at for the Dolphins? It's returning kicks, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what he would be able to give the Dolphins more than his receiving abilities, because he's not getting on the field when Waddle and Tyreek are healthy and Sed is healthy. Like, he's just not. And guess what? You want Waddle returning kicks. You want Javon Holland returning kicks. You want Tyreek returning kicks. So I just don't see a place for Lynn Bowden. I really don't.
I don't disagree with you. And I think especially, Jason Taylor mentioned this on the broadcast yesterday, with Craycraft having that time in San Francisco, knowing the offense. He also had he had a great block for, I think it was Ahmed.
Yes.
At one point, and kind of cleared him out for a couple of tries. Like, McDaniels loves that. Like, McDaniel loves that. Like, when he sees, his guys are making the plays that he wants to see, because the kind of value he puts into blocking, especially from his receivers when they don't have the ball. That's going to go a long way. So I think if anybody really showed themselves if we could say anybody really won a roster spot, if that was decided yesterday, it's hard to imagine it's not him.
Yeah. That's such a good point. Something else I wanted to point out to you, Tobin, you were talking about this offense no longer dink and dunk to Fasano. So at one point yesterday, it was really impressive. I think 11 Dolphins, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 Dolphins caught a pass yesterday, right? Yeesh. And from different receivers, but from different quarterbacks, obviously. But here's what's interesting. At one point yesterday, 7 different Dolphins in the third quarter had caught a reception. All 7 of them had a reception, whether it was their only reception or if they had more. At least one of their receptions was for more than 15 yards.
That's crazy. I'm looking at that right now. That's pretty wild.
Even the 11 receivers who caught passes yesterday, Ethan Carter caught one late in the game. It was a 4-yard pass, so I'm not even going to count that one. The other 10, all the receptions were for more than 10 yards. So
I'll tell you what, too, if Ezukama would have come down with that ball that Skylar threw where it was pass interference, I would have lost it.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yes.
Like, dude, Skylar Thompson across his body, just running and just heaves it downfield. And he gets the pass interference play, so it's still a great play. But if he would have come down with that, I think Dolphins Twitter would have lost their minds.
Skylar Thompson scores his 3rd touchdown last night. I write it on a little flip card. I hand it to Jimmy, and he just threw it away. He's
really
like, enough with the Skylar stuff. He's like, enough with the Skylar stuff. I was feeding him Skylar stats the whole time, and he's just like, he's through with it. He's totally through with it.
I mean, they have a tough choice, because, like, are they going to keep 3 quarterbacks active, or are they going to leave this guy? He's been so good. I don't remember the exact stats, but I know Joe Shad put out like a bunch of stats that he like led the preseason in.
Yeah.
You're just going to expose that guy for anybody in a quarterback hungry league.
He's gone. He's gone if he's not on the 53. But Tobin, then, we just did the receivers. We just counted 6 receivers. What about the running backs?
Dude, like, I know.
We need a 73-man roster. Can we petition this to Roger Goodell this year? Just let the Dolphins, let Mike McDaniel have a 63-man roster, and let us be okay with that. Because, like what? Who are you sending away here from the running backs room?
I mean, okay, so we know it's going to be for sure Chase Edmonds and Mostert. Others they treat them like
For sure.
the two top guys, right?
Yeah.
Mostert goes out there, he has the big run early. That was exciting to see. Edmonds doesn't play. They basically been treating him like the number one the entire time. Let's not go out there and get him tackled. I think the interesting thing is behind them. Like, listen, Gaskin was essentially their starter last year.
Yeah.
Had a nice game. Had a really nice game for the Miami Dolphins. Ahmed has always looked explosive. I don't think you want him as your number one, but like the guy is definitely capable of making plays. Sony Michel is a big time veteran, and you know they brought him in. So I have a hard time imagining he was cut, but he was playing pretty late into that game.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know. I don't know. This is the other thing too. Like, are we getting? I know the Eagles didn't play a lot of people, so I think they got to decipher that. Like, all right, like what's real and what's not. I mean, as early in that game, they were like steamrolling these guys as it was. So I think that I don't know. It feels like to me, if we had to, like, we obviously know Mostert and Edmonds are making it. I feel like Gaskin's gonna make it. I feel like he is. I don't know.
To me, it's Ahmed. To me,
Really?
it's Ahmed over Gaskin. Yeah, I don't know why I keep
More
going back to Ahmed. It's that, and I feel like he's just been more reliable. Even over the past couple of years, like even last year, the Dolphins, while yes, Gaskin started, I feel like they kept going to Ahmed more and more towards the end of the year. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I just feel that way. Like I feel like I remember Ahmed getting more touches later on in the season. And like even yesterday, just able to catch the pass. Like he's more explosive, like you're saying. I feel like it's gonna be Ahmed over Gaskin, which is crazy. The two Washington guys, like they're Tobin. I've grown to love these guys. Like these are my guys. You know, we've had them now for 3 years. It's a tough one.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, is like Sony Michel's not old. It's kind of old for a running back. And
he's
so
old.
like
he's old.
And so
we
do
could
you
say it.
yeah. So like do you go with, because look, it's kind of the perfect spot for those guys, right? Like I think that we see the kind of versatility they have. Obviously, they're both tiny. They're not big guys. And so I don't know if I want them out there, you know, necessarily blocking for anybody, but I think that you know, to add that little versatility, that spark, you know, we saw it. Like they were trying to wheel guys in and out, in and out. That's a ton of running backs that they used yesterday. It was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. 6 guys got carries yesterday. So, you know, I think, and that's considering Edmonds didn't play. I think that's a tough choice for McDaniel, man. But you know, maybe this is you know, with Michel, got a touchdown yesterday. Obviously, he's a veteran. But I don't know if you've looked at him and said, man, this guy's been impressive. And I don't know that they necessarily treated him like a top free agent that they brought in.
Yeah. And let's you know, let's put things into perspective. The touchdown was a 1-yard run right on the goal line. It wasn't like he broke off for 30 yards or, I mean, he finished with, I guess, you know, 5 carries, 15 yards, a touchdown. So really wasn't an impressive night from Tony.
No, I would say, of the people, he definitely had like the least sexy game of guy. Like if he's talking about
Jared Dokes had 67 yards on like 11 carries or something like that. Yeah, 11 carries, 67 yards. Like Dokes outplayed Sony Michel yesterday.
It was definitely it was an entertaining game, man. I mean, like, listen, you put up nearly 50 points on a team. I mean, I know there was a pick 6 by Elijah Campbell, who's had himself a nice little preseason as well, but still. Man, who was to you defensively? Like, are you, because I feel like this guy's kind of gone overlooked as far as this team. Like, I don't feel like he's overshadowed, but I don't feel like people are as excited about him as the other young guys on the team. Like Jaelan Phillips is a monster. Can we just say he is a monster?
There was a play early in the game where basically the tackles Jaelan Phillips, and he was going to kill Gardner Minshew. Like he was going to kill him. Is it crazy to say he's poised for a Pro Bowl season this year? Like I really feel like that's how good he's playing.
He just looks like a monster. And, you know, I think the thing that impressed me the most, to be honest with you, the thing that gave me the goosies was like hearing Jason Taylor talk about him. Like Jason Taylor was already saying, like, I really hope this guy plays his entire career with the Dolphins, which is like, whoa. Because I remember like when people were trying to do that with Jason Taylor and Deion Jordan, and you're like, oh, well. But now, like, he's kind of given the stamp of approval. And
Yeah.
I know he's a Canes guy, so maybe you'll say, oh, well, it's a Canes Dolphin. Whatever, dude. Jason Taylor, I don't think goes out. He smooches ass for no one. And so for him to get that kind of praise for Jaelan Phillips right off the bat, I don't know, man. He looks like an absolute a terror.
He is going to be a nightmare this year for offensive linemen. And he's just fun, right? Like he's one of these guys that's just like really fun to watch because he's constantly making good plays, which I know like it's easy to root for the guys who are constantly making good plays, but like it's a Miami thing. I think that's what it is. I'm smooching ass now to the Miami guy. I really am.
Because like I think for him, he got off to a slow start last year. They were trying to do a bunch of different things with him, and then they kind of just let him go. But like the flowers have really gone for the young studs. It's been Jalen Waddle, number one. Then it's been Javon Holland.
Right.
And it kind of always makes your other first round pick, Jaelan Phillips, be overlooked in that he's not a bust. He's a good player, but you already have these two guys in your draft class where people are already, carving their bust for Canton. And I don't know, dude, this guy, like this looks like it could really be turning into maybe an all-time class for the Miami Dolphins. I mean, sure, we're getting a little nutty with the preseason, but holy crap.
Yeah, but I mean, no, Jaelan Phillips balled last year towards the end of the year. Like, it's okay to assume that he's only going to get better. And the way he's looking in camp, in practice, and now in preseason, like, dude's chiseled. He is a stud.
Yes.
A stud.
He is a freak.